So the first quick question is, should I email? Well, since it's due in the morning, I'm assuming I should call the purchasing agent first thing in the morning about seeing if he wouldn't pay up front for it. And how would I pose that question to him?
I wouldn't wait. If it's due in the morning, it's due at 11 Central in the morning, I would email them today and ask them if this is a simplified acquisition, if they plan on prepaying any part of the contract up front.
Okay. And what could I do for a technical proposal on this? Because I mean it's diesel fuel. I mean diesel fuel is diesel fuel, so
They're going to want to know who the manufacturer is, what percentage. Some diesel fuels have oils in them. So you need to get a brochure from your supplier is all.
okay. And so on the email, I put some attachments on there as far as the solicitation. I want to make sure I filled everything out on that correctly.
Is that the attachment you sent me?
Yeah. That's the cover page. And signature.
You can add me as a point of contact on your signature page if you want.
Okay.
Person authorized to sign this proposal, you need to actually put a name.
Okay.
And then you sign it. And then your name is in agreement, or your company name is in agreement with all the terms and conditions.
Okay.
Your company is a small business.
Okay.
Make sure you fill out your discount terms.
Oh, I thought I had. I must not have put the right document on there. My apologies.
That's all right. Make sure you put your cage code in here where it says code. There is no facility code. Put your company name, address, phone number. And make sure you sign and date it. Don't use an electronic signature. Print it out if you have to and physically sign it. If you do that, sign it in blue ink. Scan it back in color if you can.
Okay, well right now I'm doing all my work from my cell phone and I don't have access to a printer, so I'll have to take the risk of signing it electronically.
Or you can take it into PDF Escape, and PDF Escape has a freehand.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
All right, you can. Go to PDF Escape, click Free Online, go to Upload, drag and drop the document into the box.
Okay, hopefully I'll be able to do that on my phone. It looks like I'll be able to upload it though and choose a file from my document.
Go to Freehand right here. Sign it.
Now, since I don't have any past performance, what should I put on that part of it?
You can use your supplier's past performance.
Okay, how would I present that on there?
Put a past performance page and put, this is my supplier's past performance.
Like who they've provided fuel for, or like just who they are? Okay. And then another quick question. I know I've seen you do it before, but downloading the reps and certs, that's from the sam.gov?
Correct.
Okay, so I'll just go in there, search my DUNS number, and download it?
Go to sam.gov. Go to search records. Do not log in. I repeat, do not log in. Just go to search records. Put in your cage or your duns. Or you can search by company name. Click on view details. Click on reps and certs right there. And then you want to download it. If you only have FAR report, download the FAR report. If you have download FAR and d.f.a.r, download both. Once it downloads, I open it, and then I print it to a PDF. Save it right to my desktop. Done.
Okay.
All right, and there it is.
And now when I put all of these put together and submit it to the purchasing agent, do I just attach it to the email like I did when I emailed you the other documents?
One more time.
Whenever I submit the entire bid, like my cover page and everything to the purchasing agent, do I just attach them all individually to the email, like when I sent them to you, or how would I do that?
If the instructions are to send the documents electronically, then you're just going to email them, and you email them each as a separate document.
In separate emails or just as separate attachments like that?
Now you should be able to do it in one email.
Okay, okay. Okay, yeah. Oh, and the cage number, cage code, I don't have that yet, so I would email my case manager or Angela. Who should I email for that letter you were telling me about?
Letter of intent. Yeah, email your case manager, CC Angela on it.
Okay.
You can CC me on it too. We'll make sure it happens. All right?
Okay, great. Awesome, thank you, John.
No problem. Any other questions? Anybody else have a bid, solicitation, proposal to work on?
Hey, John.
Yes.
John, as me and Gail haven't joined you for almost about 3 months now. Quick question. I remember way back in late fall, you mentioned that there's a database that was up and still working on it. Is that database still, it's up and running right now?
Yes.
So we can do good searches on it?
Yes.
Okay, can you show us? Can you show me and Gail?
Best thing to do is
You told me it was like still under construction way back.
right here, FBO, FedBiz Ops versus AFPDS, Advanced Federal Procurement Data System. This is my video.
That's the link.
Yep.
Okay.
So if you put FBO versus AFPDS or AFPDS versus FBO, it comes up number one.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I think, well, up till...
Okay, I'm writing this down.
And that video is a tutorial?
It is, in fact, a complete tutorial, yes.
Okay.
Actually, no. No. This one shows you the difference between the two. This one is a tutorial.
Okay.
All right.
And this is the thing you were talking about in fall, that we're still under construction. Once it gets up and running, it'll be a lot easier to search things, right?
Correct. AFPDS is our database of government contracts, but it also not only searches our FBO, but it also searches subnet. So it gives you prime and subcontracting opportunities, and it also gives you the history of those contracts, and it's real-time data.
It also has all the contracting officers' names and stuff in there too, right?
Correct.
The email address, everything.
It's
Okay.
real-time data, so it's everything. It's the complete history of that contract.
Okay, got it. Hey, Gail, is that what we need right now?
Yes, that is exactly what we need.
Okay.
Any other
Now,
questions?
there is one more thing.
Yes.
I've been told by CMS that they're having headwinds and not to come back to them until the second quarter of the year.
You've been told what by who?
The Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services not to come back to them until the second quarter of the year when they've actually got a budget and funding.
Okay, that could be. I don't know. I haven't heard that, but if that's what they're telling
So I'm kind of wondering what to do in the meantime other than to just keep my options open and my eyes open.
If you're only going to sell to that one agency, there's not much you can do. But if you want to sell to multiple agencies, there's plenty of other agencies out there that have opportunities.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at other agencies at this point.
Okay.
Because, well, they're not being very helpful. They say that the only thing that they're issuing right now are extensions on critical contracts.
Are they telling you this by email or are they calling you?
I made a few calls into them and they're just they just responded in a general email.
Forward the emails to me.
And I'm getting the same thing that everybody else is getting.
Anytime you get an email like that, forward it to me. It's easier for me to see it.
There's nothing in it other than, we don't have there's really very little in it other than we don't have a budget yet.
Right, but see, I can respond to them, I can email them back, and I can ask them the right questions, and I can be the bad guy because I'm not bidding. I don't care if I upset them or not. I piss off purchasing agents all the time, all right?
Okay. Well, thanks anyway.
No problem. Any other questions? Anybody else have a bid, solicitation, proposal? Anybody else have a question? Anyone? Bueller? Can you guys still hear me?
Yep. Loud and clear.
Well, if nobody else has any questions or nobody has a bid or solicitation or proposal you want to work on, I'll give it a few more minutes, see if anybody else logs in. If not, I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the day.
Hello, did you have any questions?
No, I just had that database, so we're going there and start looking into it right now.
Okay.
Well, maybe if you would listen to mom instead of marrying the second guy you ever slept with, why don't you just insist later so you can hurry up and have the benefit of your health? Ladies. Schedule a session. It says I'm looking looking for some sort of a plug-in.
Hey, good afternoon, John. Hello?
Is this Eric? Can you hear me now? Eric, can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you, John. That's Mohan.
Okay, I was actually answering a question for Eric. I guess he can't talk right now, but he's sending me a chat. So yes, sometimes you can do some contracts in other states under your local state license without having to go to that state and get licensed in that state. The reason being, like when Sandy, the hurricane hit New Jersey and New York, and New Jersey was flooded and the state was declared a disaster, there were no government offices that were open. Everyone was evacuated. Same thing during Katrina. So for them to call you and ask you to do business in that state, they're not going to require you to be licensed in that state because there's no way to get licensed in that state. So a lot of contracts in the federal arena, yes, you are grandfathered in that you're allowed to do contracts in other states. That's not the case with state or local government contracts. In order to do a state contract or a local government contract, you have to be licensed in that state. But I have general contractors that do construction contracts in other states under their local state GC license. Each contract's different, though. You're going to have to pick one that you want to bid on and ask me then, and I'll tell you if that one requires it or not.
Does that apply to Medicaid?
That applies to most contracts, but again, in order for me to answer that question properly, you'd need to send me a solicitation number. Let me look in the instructions to offer to tell you if that specific contract requires you to be licensed within the state. There are contracts that are called brick and mortar, and that does not mean that you're going to be laying brick and mortar. That's what the contract is called. And that what that means is they want you to not only be licensed in that state, but they want you to physically have an office, a physical building in the area of the contract. So in that case, yes, you would have to be licensed in that state. But I
understand.
I can only answer that question on a contract by contract basis.
Okay.
Any other questions? Mohan, do you got a question?
Yes, I do, John.
Okay.
I have a question regarding proposal writing.
Yes.
Let's say I hire you to write a proposal. How does it work as far as the technical concept of it? Because I'm in the IT field, and because if you write the IT technical proposal, it wouldn't dictate what we're trying to plan to do. How does that work? Or do we just tell you, hey, this is what we plan to do for the technical part of it, and you just write it down, or how does that?
Pretty much. On something like that, or on large construction jobs, there's a lot of coordination and cooperation between you and I, because obviously I don't know your field. I used to be pretty good with IT, but that's something that you don't stay on top of it every day. Within a month, you don't know anything anymore. So yeah, there would be a lot of communication, a lot of coordination, a lot of back and forth between you and I as far as your technical proposal. The rest of it I can pretty much do without a whole lot of insight from you. But yeah, your technical proposals, it's still going to require you to do a lot of work.
Okay, because I know you said that the technical is awarded by the solution that you give. Second is the past performance. The third is a price proposal. So I was just wondering about that. And what are the odds of, let's just say, I'm just thinking out loud here, let's just say if I have somebody to just work on just the contracts and, just working on, even in my own employees, I just have one person, hey, just go ahead and put as many proposals out to get, out. And do they still have to write, I think they still need to write the technical proposal the way the government wants it, I take it.
Correct. On small business set-asides, most small business set-asides, it specifies in the synopsis and in the instructions to offer that your technical proposal is the most important factor. your past performance is second, and your price is last. So you could have the worst price and no experience, but if you have the right solution, that's the most important factor.
Got it. And as far as the price proposal, you said it yesterday. I just kind of missed the point a little bit. Let's say I don't have previous past performance. I can use the company's another company's past performance, or I could use one of my full-time employees' past performance in a sense of, hey, you know, let's say he or she worked over here, and this is all the company that they worked with or whatnot. Is that how that works?
Yeah, I mean, you can use, sometimes you can use your part-time employees' experience as well. As long as they're going to be actively working on the contract. You can also have a teaming agreement with another company and use their experience. You can use your experience personally. You can use any of your other employees' experience, personal experience, or past experience at another company. Past performance is simply your experience. But they typically want it in the last 3 to 5 years, and they want it as close to the size and scale and spectrum of what it is that they're buying.
Okay, the reason I'm asking is because it comes into play because I'm doing the website with you guys, and I was just trying to see, hey, I don't want to leave my past performance section blank. So I was just thinking, like you said, I would definitely use that information as far as my employee or even my past experience. So that really helps out. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I had a guy use the past performance he had from when he was in college, which was over 20 years ago. They didn't ask him for past performance within the last 3 to 5 years. They just said, we want to know what past performance you have. And he was hired by, when he was in college, he was hired by a temporary agency to sweep floors at Raytheon. And, of course, they hired him as a subcontractor. So, technically, he had subcontract experience with Raytheon. And they never questioned what it was.
Okay.
Any other questions? Anybody else got a bid, solicitation, proposal to work on today?
Hey, John, this is
John, I
Matthew
got a
from procurement again.
Go ahead.
I just went to go get my reps and certs on sam.gov, and they haven't been done yet. I'll email my case manager, but do you think we'd be able to get that done before tomorrow morning?
I doubt it. If that's the case, they're waiting for the government to flip a switch is all it is. It might be done in the morning, but the letter of intent should be fine.
Okay.
You need
So
to
if I don't
request
get
that
my
letter of
reps and
intent
certs
right
right,
now.
then I won't be able to.
You need to request that letter of intent right now because the case managers leave here at 5 o'clock and it's 4:30.
Yeah, I already sent him an email and CC'd you and Angela on it as well.
Who's your case manager?
Melissa Baum.
You CC'd me on it?
Yeah.
Was somebody giving birth? Somebody's water break? What happened?
I don't know what that was. Hey, John, I have a quick question.
Yes.
If I've already sent the information in for my website and I did not put the information for my past performance, can I update that later?
Of course.
Okay, thanks. I have another question.
Yes.
I am a small owner-operated trucking company, my husband and I, and we just got started. I've been looking on the website for bids. When I'm doing my search, should I put my NAICS number in there?
No.
Okay, I'm not seeing a lot of, maybe, I don't know if I'm putting the wrong search word in there, but I'm not seeing a lot of over the road, you know, long haul, short haul proposals in there.
Best thing to do when you get a minute?
I mean, not proposal, but,
Go to YouTube and search FBO versus AFPDS. The second search right here, how to set up
Okay.
searches in FBO to automatically get bid solicitations to your email. Watch that video because it'll show you how to set them up by keyword and how to set them up properly. The
Okay.
problem with searching by NAICS codes is that government purchasing agents use the wrong NAICS codes all the time. Matter of fact, I've noticed they use the wrong NAICS code more often than they use the right NAICS code.
Right. Okay.
For example, go to FPDS, search popcorn. There's consumer goods rental. There's heavy duty machinery, civil and engineering construction, you know. Of course, food service, that's the right NAICS code, or food product
Right.
machinery, that's the right NAICS code, but they use the wrong codes all the time. And if you're
Okay.
searching by NAICS codes only, you're going to get opportunities that are not a good fit. Now you're wasting your time. Or if you're searching by the right NAICS codes and they use the wrong code, you're not even going to get that opportunity. But if you're searching by
Okay.
keywords, no matter what code they use, there's always a description. And the description will always have the keywords in it.
Okay.
So watch that
Okay.
video
Thank
right
you
here.
so much.
Yeah, you'll get a lot out of it. And remember, guys, when you watch my videos, when you start a video, go to the beginning. Take your snipping tool, or you can do a control print screen and make a copy,
Screenshot it.
make a screenshot or a snippet like that and show the time and the date at the bottom of the corner. Email that to me, or don't email it yet, but put it in an email. And then when you finish watching the video, as you let it play, when it gets towards the end, it'll show 22 minutes and 6 seconds later that you watched the whole video. Take a screenshot at the end and email it to me. You get free personal training by doing that.
Right. I did. I have a couple of those for you.
Awesome.
Would you prefer they be in a couple of them in one email or in separate emails?
You can do it separate. It doesn't matter.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, John.
Yep. And it's just something you guys can do as I teach you down the road and you decide to start writing videos. I'll teach you why I do this, because people watch the video from start to finish, and it gives my read times a lot higher than most videos. Most videos are watched less than 2 minutes. Mine are watched almost 12, which is unheard of, but that's why they come up number one with so few views. You know, this one's only got 2 views. I just posted it today and it's number 2.
Wow. I've watched quite a few of your videos, so I have a nice little list set up.
Thanks. Any other questions?
Yeah, John, this is Courtney. I got a quick question for you.
Okay.
We're working on a solicitation that's an IDIQ. It's going to be awarded to 12 awardees. They're splitting it as a set-aside specifically for half SD VOSB and half partial small business. What I'm trying to figure out is, what is the difference between small business total small business set aside and partial small business?
It really boils down to what the purchasing agent thinks the difference is.
I didn't really give a description on the partial small business side, so that's where we were kind of stuck, because it's something that we're interested in, but we don't know what the qualifications are. I looked in the FAR to try to get some more details on it, but it was kind of vague.
Yeah, if you go to FBO and you go to the advanced search, you'll see right here under more information about set-aside codes.
Mm-hmm.
And it should open a manual, which doesn't look like it's going to. Control F. See, the problem is different purchasing agents might have a different idea of what partial set aside or full set aside, or it's mind-boggling that they're not all on the same page. But I'll give you a preliminary example of what I mean there, and it'll make more sense when you see this. That's not it. Put it on here? No, I got another one. There it is. So, for example, to show to you that purchasing agents are never or rarely on the same page as each other, as other purchasing agents. Some purchasing agents are going to refer to your reps and certs as representations and certifications, which makes sense because reps and certs is short for representations and certifications. But some of them will refer to it as the FAR regulation. Same thing. Some will refer to it as the FAR and d.f.a.r provisions. Same thing. Some will refer it to as the Federal Acquisition Regulations, which is what FAR stands for, Federal Acquisition Regulation. It's the same thing. Some of them will call it ORCA, which is what it used to be called before they implemented SAM and migrated ORCA into SAM. It used to be called Online Representations and Certifications Application, ORCA, and some purchasing agents still call it that. And it's funny because some purchasing agents that call it your online representations and certifications application, you'll say, oh, you mean my ORCA? They'll have no clue what you're talking about.
Wow.
Or you tell them reps and certs, they're like, no, I don't need your reps and certs, I need your ORCA. Now you're confused because they're arguing with you, telling you that that's wrong, and they're wrong. It's all the exact same document. They just call it different things. I don't know where there's, I mean, I'm sure there's some kind of training for purchasing agents when they're hired, but I think it's more like a baptism by fire. You know, they throw them in there and say, this is how you do it, get to it, I guess. I don't know. But you'll find situations like
no,
this.
it's more like when they're hired.
Yeah, like you're hired, here's your computer, get to work. Because some of these guys are completely, you know, off kill to the way things are supposed to be. Like they learn as they go. Same thing with if a purchasing agent ever tells you you need to add a NAICS code to your SAM or to your FBO, or you're not allowed to bid on a contract, that's completely false. And it happens every now and then where purchasing agents say that because they think that's the case. It's not. I've already argued it all the way up to the Government Accountability Office, did a bid protest, and we won it.
Oh.
If you go to my LinkedIn.
Thank you.
Sure. Go to my LinkedIn. Oh, I got 16 messages. Okay. Go to articles. These are all articles I've written over the years regarding government contracts. If you guys are ever bored and you like to read, some of them have links on them that go to a video. There it is. This article right here. Again, you know, some purchasing agents don't know how the system works, and they're doing it wrong, and they don't know it. And one of my clients just dealt with this last week. The purchasing agent said that he did a debriefing. She said she didn't award it to him because he didn't have the NAICS code listed in his FBO or his SAM. Does that mean you want to go in and add a NAICS code every time you bid on something? Only if you're a specialist. If you're a broker, no, because then you're going to wind up with 500 NAICS codes and you're going to look like you're a broker. This was a contract that my client won, and one of his competitors got mad that my client won it, and he went to the GAO and he filed a bid protest saying the exact same reason that my client shouldn't have won the contract because my client didn't have the NAICS code listed in their SAM or their FBO. So I went to the GAO after he did his bid protest, and I didn't even have to argue it. The GAO responded with this letter stating you do not have to have a NAICS code listed in your SAM or your FBO to bid on something. And my client still won the contract. So the best thing to do in that case, best thing to do in any case, if you know a purchasing officer's wrong, because if I tell you something and they tell you something different, I'm normally right. Not always right, no one ever is, but I'm normally right. If that's the case, don't argue with them. If they emailed you, forward the email to me. If they're talking to you on the phone, send me an email and say, hey, John Wayne, this purchasing agent said blah, blah, blah. Here's their name and email, and I will call them and I will take care of it. I'll be the bad guy any day because I don't care if I piss them off. I'm not bidding. You know, and when the times that my clients pay me to write their proposals, I don't submit the proposal. The client does. It comes from them. So anytime you got a problem with a purchasing agent, don't get into an argument with them. Don't get into a debate with them because, you know, they're not supposed to take that personally, but they will. You tell me and I'll straighten them out. I'll be the bad guy. We'll play good cop, bad cop, and I'll be the bad cop. All right? Any other questions?
Hey, John Matthew again.
No, but thank you.
No problem. Go
So
ahead,
with that letter of intent, that'll cover my reps and certs as well as the cage code?
Yes, because you can't have reps and certs till you have your cage code.
Okay, I got you. All right. Cool. Okay, thank you.
Sure. If you guys want, so you don't read all 300 articles I put on LinkedIn, I'll go through these real quick and tell you. That's a good one. That one you don't need to read. Oasis is hardly even used anymore. Don't bother with that one. Don't bother with that one. That's a good one. That one's garbage. That one's just general stuff. Unless you're thinking offshore, I wouldn't even bother with that. PTAC's a waste of time. Don't even bother. That's just showing that government agencies are overspending. I'm frequently asked the question. I don't remember what the question is. Oh, working from home. It doesn't matter. You can work from home. I got startup companies selling to the government working out of their home. They don't care anymore. That one, I already got an assistant. That's just telling people they need to hire me. Unless you're a woman, I wouldn't bother reading that one. Probably already following me on Twitter. That's the one about having to have a cage code list or a NAICS codes listed. That's just telling people they need to hire me and stop doing it on their own. That's telling people they need to register. That's telling people they need to register. This is a very good article, guys, not just for government contracting, but across the board. This is probably one of the best articles I've ever written. And for information-wise, as far as teaching you something that you can use, not just with government contracts, but completely across the board in all aspects of life. This is probably one of the best articles I've ever written. And it's about how to detect scams, whether it be a government scam or IRS scam or a Christmas scam, anything. If anyone's reaching out to you via email or by phone or by text, and they're asking you for money in some way, shape, or form, you need to read this article because this 99.9% guaranteed you will never, ever be scammed again if you follow these instructions. And they're very simple instructions.
Yeah, John, I have a guy from Africa always asking me that he's a president of a bank. He always wanted trying to get money off of me.
Yep. There's some, there's some really, obvious ones like that. Anytime someone's from another country telling you that they got money they want to give you, that's a load of crap. No one's going to call you and tell you they want to give you money or email you and tell you they want to give you money. Another one that's going around, and this one's pretty complicated. They'll do this on Craigslist or on eBay. They'll buy something from you and they'll overnight you a cashier's check. And it all seems legitimate. You'll go to your bank and deposit that check. And within a couple of hours of depositing the check, you'll get a return call or an email from them saying they made a mistake. Someone already made the purchase. But because you got on this immediately and did everything they needed, they're going to let you keep half that money. We're going to let you keep half. If you just send the other half back, that'd be great. But they want you to go to Western Union and send it Western Union. So now you're thinking, well, they're going to let me keep half. That's a good deal. The check's fake. It's not a real check. You're going to wire them money to Western Union. They're going to pay some bum off the street to go in, give him $100 to go in and collect the money. The bum gives them the money. They give the bum $100. He's the one that eventually gets prosecuted because he used his ID. You know, that's a scam. There's another one I just heard of recently. This is another one pretty complicated. They'll call you up and tell you have a warrant for your arrest and for outstanding parking tickets or outstanding speeding tickets or whatever. And you need to go to Western Union right now and wire this money or they're going to have the cops come arrest you. And that's a load. Dude, if you got a warrant out for your arrest, they're not going to call you and warn you. They're going to show up and arrest your butt, you know. Fortunately, my client who it happened to got scared and she called me first. And I did my investigation, and within 2 minutes, I was like, "That's a total scam. Don't give them any money." They're pretty creative. This article is only if you want to self-certify in SAM, which none of you guys are. This is just our BBB and rip-off reports, which honestly, both the Better Business Bureau and the rip-off report are the biggest scams that exist. That was an article about Cuba opening up soon. This is an article about how to broker contracts. That's how much our clients made last year. Actually, that was 2015, I believe. This I wrote about, it's more or less about how to work the government system, which you guys already know. I've already taught you that. This one's about purchasing agents not getting your email. This is a very good article, very informative. Gotten a lot of good feedback on that one. That's just telling people I'm going to be in New Orleans last year for the NBCC convention, National Black Chamber of Commerce convention. This is just an article I wrote one day about, open carry or concealed carry. Supreme Court division, blah, blah, blah. The rest of these are okay. Eventually, I started running out of stuff to write about. You can only cover so many subjects when you're starting to recover the same subjects again. Any other questions?
Hey, John, can you send me, Gail, that link to these articles?
Yeah, it's my LinkedIn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you're not connected with me on LinkedIn, every email I send out, every email, not just replies or I need this or can I ask you that. Every email I send out gives you my primary training video, my secondary training video, and my YouTube and my LinkedIn link. It's on every email I send out.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? Oh, she already sent you out the letter of intent, Matthew. There you go, brother. She's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Not a problem. Anybody else have any questions? Anything you guys want to work on? No other questions? Nobody else got a bid, solicitation, or proposal to work on? I'm going to go ahead and shut the training down for the day. Be back on here tomorrow, same bad time, same bad channel. If you guys got something you want to work on, best thing to do when you're in FBO and you want to work on a contract with me is to, when you're in the actual opportunity. So for example, you guys want to work on this one with me, medical supply, just copy the address up here in the address bar. Email that to me. That way when I get on the training, all I gotta do is click on the link and it'll load it automatically. All right?
Okay.
You guys have a good day. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You too.
All right.
You too, John.
No problem. Guys can thank me after you win your first contract.
I definitely will.